Hello students, welcome to all the students in our YouTube channel. Today's our subject is Science for Standard 9th and our current chapter is chapter number 1, Matter in our surrounding. In the previous period, we have seen the characteristic of matter. Matter is made up of particles. This is the first nature, physical nature of matter. Number 2, it is beyond our imagination. It's very small. And next, it is having the kinetic energy. They are not stationary, they are always moving. And they are having the force of attraction between them. Also, there is a space between the molecules of a particle, molecules of a matter. So, all this physical nature we have discussed in the previous period. Now, today we will see the of what the matter is made up of. There are so many things around us. As we discussed, they are in the liquid form, they are in the solid form, they may be in the gaseous form. So, mainly this matter is divided into the 3 states of matter. But actually, there are 5 states of matter. They are solid, liquid, gaseous, then plasma, and Bose-Einstein condensate. Actually, there are 5 states of matter. But in this chapter, we will discuss the characteristic of only these 3 states. And about these 2, you will learn in 9th standard only, but later on in the remaining chapters. So, the matter is divided mainly in 3 states: solid, liquid and gaseous state. We will learn today the general properties of solid, general properties of liquid and also the gaseous, and also we will learn about the physical nature. What are the characteristics? Chemical characteristics means how they are bound in the matter in body itself, that we will learn today. Now, first of all, solid. As you know, you are learning from the lower standard. What are the solids? The solids which are having the definite shape and definite volume is called solid. Suppose we can say the block of wood, this pen is solid because it is having the fixed boundary point, fixed volume. Shape is also definite. If I put this pen in a glass, shape does not change. If I put this pen in a bowl, it retains its shape. So, the definite shape and definite volume. Its only volume will also be not change. So, this is the first characteristic of solid. I have already written here definite shape and definite volume. Volume will not increase or decrease, and shape will also retain. Some of you the question will create in your mind, ma'am, rubber band is not having the fixed shape. So, when we apply the external force on it will change its shape. Suppose I am having one rubber band here. This is solid. But when the external force is applied on it, so its shape changes. And when we remove the external force, it comes in its original position. So, therefore, it is solid. But when the external force is beyond some limit, it will break. Suppose we give much external force, so it will break. So this is the about solid, definite shape, definite volume. Then we can say number 2, will break into pieces if hammered. When we hammer a chalk piece or when we hammer a piece of a wood or a piece of a iron, will cut into pieces. Some will some will take very little time to convert into pieces, some will take more time. It is depend on how the molecular force between them. So solid is break into pieces when it hammered. Number 3, cannot be diffused. So this solid will not mixes with each other. Suppose we are having some erasers and some pencils. If we put in one box and if we shake it, they will not mix up with each other because they are having definite shapes and they are having definite volume. We can easily separate them. Suppose there is in a bowl there are some wheat grains, and if we put some stone in it, they mixes. But when we pick up the stones from it, they can easily separate. So diffusion means they are not easily separated. It's called diffusion. But in solid, the particles cannot diffuse. And 4, cannot be compressed. We can't compress it. So these are the characteristics of solid, general characteristics. But again, question may create in your mind. This is the sponge. It is solid. But when we compress it, it will be compressed. So the question can create in your mind. Maybe it is solid but it is compressed. Why? Because it is solid but in it there are holes. And the air is in that holes. When we compress it, the air comes out. And when we remove the external force, again the air takes its position and we get the original shape of this sponge. So sponge is a solid. When we compress it, it changes its shape. But due to the air particles are there in the holes of the sponge. So these are the properties of the solid. Definite shape, general properties we can say. Definite shape, definite volume. Can be cut into the pieces when hammered. Cannot be diffused and cannot be compressed. Now about liquid. These are the general properties. Number 1, definite shape and definite volume. But as you know, the liquids are having the definite volume, but their shapes are not definite. Because suppose we take 100 ml of water. When we pour in the beaker, it will be in the shape of beaker. When we pour in the bowl, it will retain in the shape of bowl. So, but volume will not decrease or increase. So, in the liquid, they are having definite volume, but their shapes are not same. So, this is the difference between the first characteristic of solid and liquid. Now, second, will break in the pieces if hammered. When we hammer the water, will it break in the pieces? No. So, this is the characteristic of liquid. Will not break in the pieces if hammered. Now next, can be diffused, means they mixes each other. If we take a bowl and if we put some drops of ink in it, so all water will be converted into the color of ink. So here the diffusion takes place. But if we take half test tube water and if we add oil in it, suppose this is water and this is oil. When we mix these two liquid, when we shake the test tube, will they mix with each other? No, they won't mix this with each other because the densities of the water and density of the oil is different. So, as the point of view of diffusion, they may be diffused, they cannot be diffused. If the densities are equal, they will diffuse. If densities are not equal, they will not diffuse. Now the next point about the compressibility. Liquid cannot be compressed. If we compress the liquid, it will come out from the container. So it cannot be compressed. And one more property of liquid, that is fluidity. When we split the water on the floor, it will flow. So this is the more one property of fluid. You have to write this general property of a liquid or of your own. And now the third gases. Gaseous state. As we know, the gases do not have the definite volume and do not have the definite shape. If we fill up the air in some container, if the container is big, it will spread all over the container. If it is small, it will spread in that container only. It will accommodate in that container. So it won't have the definite shape, also the not have definite volume. If we fill up the air in balloon, it will take the shape of balloon. Which shape the balloon is having. So not definite shape, not definite volume. If we light up the incense stick which is placed in corner of a room, so the smell will spread all over the room because it is not having definite shape and volume. It will spread all over the room or hall. So the first property is not definite shape, not definite volume. Will not be broken into pieces if hammered because it is not having a definite volume. It will go away if we hammer. If we hammer the air, will it break up? No. Next, diffusion. So it is highly diffuse. Characteristic of diffusion is there in the gaseous because two gases are nicely diffused with each other. Why? Because they are having the intermolecular space between them and they take the space and they mix up with each other. We know our air. Air is the best example because there are so many gases in air: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen. So they are mixes with each other and we are getting the homogeneous mixture. So air is the best example of homogeneous mixture. Now, next point, compressibility. Yes, it can compress. You know, you have ever seen the doctor use the syringe. So first of all, what is there in the syringe? There is a air in the syringe. When doctor fill up the medicine in the syringe, first of all, he has to take out all the air from it. So when it comes out, when doctor compress it, and then only the medicine can be filled in the syringe. So these are the general properties. Exceptional cases may be there, but these are the general properties of solid, liquid and gaseous. I have written general properties of solid. You have to write general properties of liquid and gaseous or your own. This is not your homework, but you have to write in your book. This is not your home. Now we will see the chemical properties or physical properties which are having the solid, liquid and gaseous inside them. I will show back diagram. Suppose this is the solid, this is liquid, and this is gases. Now about the molecules. In solid, the molecules are very near to each other. They are tightly bounded. Their intermolecular space is very less. This is intermolecular space is less compared to the liquid. The molecules of the liquid are like this. Means they are somewhat away from each other compared to the solid. And intermolecular space means the space between two molecules is called intermolecular space. So these are intermolecular space. It is more in liquid than that of the solid. And in gaseous, molecules are very far from each other. So intermolecular space is maximum. Again, we will compare all the three. Here the molecules are very near to each other. In the liquid, they are somewhat away from each other. In the gases, they are far from each other. So we can say force of attraction between the molecules is maximum in solid, is less in liquid compared to the solid, and is maximum in gases. So attraction is maximum here. Here it is medium, it is less. Space is less, medium and maximum. So these are the characteristics we have to consider about solid, liquid and gases. We will make the list of it. Characteristics. Solid, liquid and gaseous. Number 1, shape. We will consider then volume. Solid having the fixed shape, not fixed shape. I am writing small letters. Fixed shape, and here also not fixed shape. This is our about the shape. Number 2, volume. It is having fixed volume. Here also having fixed volume. Here not fixed volume. Volume is fixed in liquid. 100 ml water. If we put in a glass or a bowl, it will remain 100 ml only. So volume is fixed. Now we consider the third characteristic, rigidity, or we can say fluidity. Rigid. Okay. So this is our characteristic. We are talking about rigidity or fluidity. We know solid are rigid, cannot flow, can't flow, we can say. Liquid, not rigid, can flow. Here also not rigid, can flow, because they are going from one corner of a room to the another corner very fast, having possessed the maximum kinetic energy. So this is a characteristic. Now we are considering the fourth one, intermolecular force. Intermolecular force. Just now we have seen that intermolecular force between the molecules of a solid are maximum. They are tightly bounded. Maximum. Of liquid, the intermolecular force is less than solid, but more than gases. So this is less than, intermolecular force is less than solid, but more than gases. Here it is maximum, and here we can say it is minimum, because they are not tightly bounded. This is the next characteristic of we are considering about solid, liquid and gases, and the last one is compressibility. Negligible. Means only some of the solids can compress. Compressibility of solid are negligible. About liquid, we can write like this: compressed to a little extent, is a more molecular space between them, and here we can say highly compressible. Because they are having the maximum intermolecular space. And now one more is remaining. It is about intermolecular space. Intermolecular force is maximum in solid, so space is minimum. Just now we discussed they are very near to each other, molecules of a solid, so force is maximum, space is minimum, and in the gaseous opposite of each other, the intermolecular force is minimum. So they are not tightly bounded, so it is space is maximum. But what about liquid? We can say, I am writing it here about liquid because there is no space here, so write from this. What about the intermolecular space of a liquid? The space is more than solid and less than liquid. This is about the general characteristics and also the particular characteristics of solid, liquid and gaseous one. Characteristic again I am repeating: shape, fixed shape, not fixed shape, and gaseous, not fixed shape. Volume, fixed volume, not fixed volume. Rigidity, cannot flow, not rigid, can flow, not rigid, can flow. Intermolecular force, maximum less than solid but more than gas, and minimum. Compressibility negligible because the solid cannot be compressed to a little extent, and for the gases highly compressible because they are having the maximum intermolecular space. Last, space minimum in solid. For liquid I have written here more than solid but less than liquid, and for the gaseous having the maximum intermolecular space. So this is about the characteristics of solid, liquid and gaseous. Now we will see, can one state of matter can be changed into the another state of matter. Here we are discussing about only 3 states: solid, liquid and gas. If one matter is in the solid form, can it convert into liquid or can it convert into solid form? Now conversion. Solid and gaseous. Can solid convert into liquid? Yes. When we give the heat to the solid substance, it will convert into the liquid. And when we give the heat to the liquid, it will be converted into the gaseous. And opposite. If we take the heat from it, so gaseous will convert into liquid. When we apply the heat to the solid, it converts into liquid. And when we apply the heat to the liquid, it will be converted into gaseous. And the opposite process. If we cool the gaseous substances, it will convert it into the liquid. And if we cool the liquid, it will convert it into the solid. The water, gas, water vapor and ice is the best example of it. Ice is in the solid form. When we heat it, it converts into the liquid, means water. When we heat the water, it converts into the water vapor. And reverse process. When we cool the water vapor, it will be converted into the liquid, means water. And when we cool the water, it will be converted into the ice, means solid. So this is the conversion from one state to the another state. And this conversion is possible by giving heat or by cooling it. So this is about the solid, liquid and gaseous for today. In the homework, you have to write that table. About characteristics of solid. Solid, liquid and gaseous. This is for homework. Also learn that table, so many MCQs, LPs can be asked from this table. This is the homework for today. Okay students, bye.